This is the Solid Signal podcast for the week of October 2nd, 2017, and a couple of bits of housekeeping before I get started. First of all, I wanted to say that yes, you are not wrong. This podcast came out a little earlier than was expected because of my particular schedule this week. I wanted to make sure that I had it in time and I didn't want to be late. Second of all, I wanted to thank one of my most loyal listeners who happens to also be one of the coolest people in the entire world and my cousin, which are two separate things, for telling me that, in his opinion, that our podcast was a little bit off in audio. As most listeners know, I have been experimenting with new sound products throughout the year. As much as I would like to get a fancy recording studio here at our corporate HQ, size doesn't permit it. So I do what I can to make sure that the sound is as good as possible, and I've made some more tweaks. I hope that all of you feel free to let me know if things sound a little better this week. Anyway, let's get down to the meat and potatoes of it. Or if you're a vegetarian, like my cousin, then just the potatoes. Anyway, we're talking this week about cellular signal boosters. This is a topic that comes around now and again, and you'll hear me talk about it, and I'll blog about it a lot, and then it'll go quiet, and then I'll kind of pick it up a couple of months later. Because, it's a cat and mouse game. Cell companies are constantly adding new towers and improving service, and then more people get cell phones in an area and service decreases. You see, a cell can become overloaded. And it's not just weak signal that causes the need for a cellular signal booster. You may also want a cell booster in order to get a leg up on those other people who are trying to get onto the cell at the same time. If they're getting a weaker signal coming out of their phones, the cell is not going to favor them. If you've got a nice strong signal thanks to a cellular signal booster, well, you're going to be the one who makes that clear phone call and never gets calls dropped. If you've looked at solidsignal.com for cellular signal boosters, and I hope that you have, you probably noticed that we've got a wide variety of them from companies like WeBoost and Wilson and SureCall and Uniden and Smooth Talker and a bunch of others. And you may be asking yourself, is there a top brand name here? Well, yeah, honestly, it's WeBoost and SureCall are the top names in the business. It doesn't necessarily mean that the other ones are bad, but these are the companies with a track record. These are the ones with the strong technical support departments and the ones who have really made their business cellular signal boosters, while some of the other companies are just selling them as sort of a sideline and maybe don't know everything that the other folks do about it. When you choose a cellular signal booster, especially from a top-rated company, you know that you're going to get support from solidsignal.com. You know you're going to get the backing of the manufacturer, and you're going to get, most importantly, everything that you need in that box. Matter of fact, that happens to be an FCC rule. It took place about 5 years ago, give or take, and finally took effect 2014, if I recall, that all cellular signal boosters must have everything that you need in the box. Nothing more to buy unless you choose to buy some extra accessories like an extra antenna or something like that. If you buy the right cellular signal booster, you're going to get the coverage for your home or business, no matter which size it is or what size it is. I'm kind of rambling here, apologize. We can help you with that too at solidsignal.com. We have a free recommendation that we can give you, no cost, no obligation, which is kind of cool. And, when you really think about it, this is what it comes down to. What's your most valued possession? Now, I know that you might be saying your jewelry or something that's important to you, of sentimental value or something like that. Then think about for a second the last time that you left your cell phone at home and the kind of anxiety that it caused you. The truth is that you value having your cell phone more than you value almost anything else in your set of possessions, put it that way. It's a fact, and I'm not going to judge because I feel the same way. I may not be attached to a specific phone, but having a phone is one of the most important things in 2017 and beyond. So that just happens to be where we are. And yet we know that over 90% of people experience a situation on a daily basis where they don't get enough cell service. So why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you spend just a couple of $100s to improve your cell service in your home? Even if you have Wi-Fi calling or something like that, you still want to improve your cellular signal service just for friends or people who come over, or just to keep your Wi-Fi network nice and clean if you're trying to stream 4K or multiplayer games, something like that. It's a simple investment. If you happen to be an urban dweller, there are units that sit inside the apartment and can cover an area the size of your average apartment with great signal. If you happen to be a suburbanite, owner of a medium to large home, there are kits there. And there are kits for business that allow you to use a single system for up to 70,000 square feet, which is pretty darn massive. I'll say that. Now, if you need something bigger than that, we can do something custom. But it's amazing that there are off-the-rack solutions that go up that big. And you can find them for sale, guess where? At solidsignal.com. That's about all for me today. I really appreciate you listening. I hope the audio was a little better, and I hope that you all have a great week.